First of all, priority scheduling night is January 10th at 6 p.m. and I encourage you and parents to attend. You'll receive information that is grade level specific about scheduling, and there will be a curriculum fair following the event to share information about particular academic areas. Area 31 is also going to be present to share some information. Pre-enrollment forms are going to be due to your English teachers on Friday, January 19th. Please make sure you've completed your proper pre-enrollment form prior to that day. Guidance counselors will be meeting with all students the following week so that we can enter those courses into PowerSchool together. Guidance counselors will also continue to meet with students during the months of January, February, and March to plan for courses and look over course choices. And then finally, please remember that the drop add deadline is April 27th, so any changes must be complete by then.
Hey, Mrs. Davis, can you tell me about some Plainfield High School diploma types?
I sure can, Krista. So today I want to share with you some of the Plainfield High School diploma types. There are 3, and we're going to walk through each of them so you understand what the diploma types require for graduation. To start, we have the Core 40 diploma. The Core 40 diploma is the diploma that is the foundation of all other diploma types. To graduate from Plainfield High School, you at least must accomplish the requirements for Core 40. From the Core 40 diploma, you can see on the screen that there are 2 options, one being the Core 40 with academic honors and the other Core 40 with technical honors. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit more about the Core 40 diploma. The Core 40 diploma, again, is the general diploma that all students are required to complete for graduation from Plainfield High School. A few of the points I want to make is keep in mind with Core 40 you must complete all years of English, so you have to complete 8 credits of English. That means every year you're in high school you'll be in an English class. All students must complete 6 math credits after entering high school. Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 are required for a Core 40 diploma. And math credits earned prior to entering grade 9, such as Algebra 1 credits, may count toward the credit requirements for a diploma. However, 6 math credits must be earned during grades 9 through 12. Additionally, students must be enrolled in either a math or quantitative reasoning course during each year of high school. A list of those quantitative reasoning courses are in the Pathfinder. Students must also earn 6 credits in science, biology, chemistry, or physics, or integrated chemistry and physics are all included in that required course, plus 2 additional Core 40 science credits. 6 credits of social studies, including world history, U.S. government, and econ are required. PE 1 and PE 2, along with a health credit, is required. And for many of you, you're familiar with 2 local requirements, which include planning for college and careers, intro to engineering, personal finance, and digital apps. You must complete 2 of those among 11 other elective courses. So that kind of gives you a synopsis of the Core 40 diploma, but there are others.
So that's good to know about the Core 40 diploma, but I'd like to know more about the academic honors diploma too.
Okay, so with the academic honors diploma, you'll find that it's the highest diploma that Plainfield High School offers, and you'll see some differences between it and the regular Core 40. A lot of it has to do with GPA requirements and grades. So with the academic honors diploma, you have to have a GPA of a 2.7 or higher when you graduate. All of your semester grades that count toward the academic honors diploma must be a C- or higher. And then you can see the blue boxes in the middle of the screen. Those are all requirements for the academic honors diploma, which are unique from the Core 40. 6 to 8 credits in world languages. Students can take 3 years of one language or 2 years of 2 different languages to accomplish those credits. Students will need an additional 2 credits in math, so that means 8 total math credits during their high school career, and then 2 fine arts credits. Those could include piano, music classes, art classes, theater. So those are the main differences between Core 40 and academic honors. The last diploma is the Core 40 with technical honors, and you can see some of the differences on the screen of the technical honors versus the Core 40 diploma. The technical honors diploma also has the GPA requirement of a 2.7 or higher, and the grade requirement of a C or higher for all classes that count toward it. In the blue boxes, you can see some of the differences between it and academic honors. Rather than the world language credits and fine arts, you have to complete 6 high school credits from a college and career pathway. Those pathway courses are defined in the Pathfinder. Sometimes those pathways can be completed through college credits, like dual credit courses, or a majority of our students that receive a technical honors diploma have done so through Area 31. I would encourage you to talk to your counselor more about technical honors if you have questions.
What would be the benefit of me completing a technical honors diploma?
Graduates of the 21st century not only need to have rigorous academic courses, but I think it's very important for them to show their ability to have specific skills, and some of those skills can be accomplished through industries and organizations such as Area 31.
Okay, thanks. All that information helps a lot. So where can I go to learn more about the diplomas if I have questions?
So that is a good question. First of all, you can always come to guidance, and we encourage you to do that. We'll be meeting with all of our students over the next few months individually to talk about what courses they have selected and how to better guide you in those courses. I also encourage you to talk to your teachers. If you have a question about what science class you should take next, talk to your science teacher, and they would often provide you some guidance. We also have all of our resources on the guidance webpage, so please use that as a tool to help you. We have the Pathfinder along with pre-enrollment information and our course selection forms. So you can see on the board, this is information for our incoming freshmen, but there's also information for every class on the high school website.
So now I'm going to talk a little bit to you about your transcript. So your transcript has a lot of important information on it. Your transcript is a permanent copy of your academic record. So you're going to use your transcript when you're applying for college. You might use it when you're entering the military. Some employers might want to look at your transcript. So your transcript is a really important document that has a lot of permanent things on it. So the transcript that you got, the first thing you'll want to do is check it for accuracy. So make sure if you took a summer online class, make sure that class is on there. If you came from a different school, make sure those credits are on there. If you see anything that is incorrect on your transcript, please let your counselor know. So your transcript has your photo on it. It's got your address, date of birth, all that kind of stuff. Your transcript also is going to have your semester grade for every class that you've taken for high school credit. It also has the number of absences for that class, absences total, excused, unexcused. So it's going to show each time you were not in that class. Your transcript also has your GPA on it. Cumulative GPA is your weighted GPA. Simple GPA is your unweighted GPA. Your transcript also has the number of credits that you've earned, and it will have your class rank. It'll also list which diploma that we have you down for working on. If you've changed diplomas, you can let your counselor know that at pre-enrollment time during your pre-enrollment meeting. It also has your GPA that you had in grades 9, grades 10, grades 11, so someone can see how your GPA changed over time. It also has your test scores, so ECA, ISTEP, SAT, ACT. Your transcript also has your current courses on there. So when we run a transcript, it'll have your first semester and second semester credits on there. So this is your transcript. Make sure again that you check it for accuracy, and make sure that you let your counselor know if you see any problems or issues on your transcript. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the PSAT. So if you are a sophomore or a junior, or if you're one of the freshmen that took the PSAT, you're also getting your PSAT scores back today. You may have already gotten your scores online, but this is your official score report. So your score report has a lot of different things on it. First thing it has is your actual PSAT score. This score is out of 760 on each section instead of 800. So the PSAT is out of 760, SAT is out of 800, and it also has your percentile. So you can use your PSAT score as an approximate SAT score. So they're kind of equivalent. So the PSAT, your PSAT score is saying if you took the SAT, this is about the score that you would get. So the PSAT is both a practice exam, but it also can be used to kind of predict what you would get if you took the SAT on that same day, at that same time. If you're a freshman or a sophomore, I would encourage you to not get too hung up in what your score means. You know, it's easy and makes sense to say, is this a good score? What does my score mean? Did I do well? But for freshmen and sophomores, you guys took the same test that the juniors took. There may have been a lot of math on there that you hadn't seen. So if you're a freshman and a sophomore, I would look more at this percentile that's underneath. So the percentile it's almost like a class rank. So it'll say, you know, if you're a sophomore, it'll say this is how you did compared to other sophomores that took the same exam. So I think for freshmen and sophomores, your percentile is a little bit of a better score. The higher the percentile, that means the better you scored. So this example right here, there are two sections on the PSAT. English is on the left, math is on the right. For the English, like this student here in this example, they scored on the 31st percentile in English. So what that means is they did better than 31% of the students that took the exam. Same thing, so it's comparing you with your same grade level. That's why I think it's a little bit of a better thing to look at than versus just the actual score. So a higher percentile means that you did better. So it's got your English on one side, your math on another side, and then your total score here. So a total SAT is 1600, a total PSAT is 1520. It also shows you underneath your score how you did just in a general way on the benchmarks for English and the benchmarks for math. Benchmark would be like some skills that College Board has said these are college readiness skills and scores. That's what a benchmark means. So if you go a little bit lower on your score report, you'll see that there are some different subscores and different areas you can see lower on your PSAT score report. Here, so different subscores right here. This is also a really good thing to look at. This breaks down how you did on, like I said, some different college benchmarks. So these are things like command of evidence. You know, that's an English subscore. That's an English benchmark. So command of evidence would mean like, can you, identify things in a reading and provide evidence for your point or for evidence for what point they were making in the passage that you read. Heart of algebra, that would be algebra skills. So things that you learned in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, maybe even college algebra. Expression of ideas, how well did the author express this, or did they express it clearly, or what did the author mean by this? So these skills right here are also good to look at so you can see where you did well. Like for example, this student did a little bit better in advanced math and data analysis. Words in context is something that this student needs to improve on. Words in context would be like, can you read something in a passage and maybe a word you've never seen before, understand what it means based off the context, the other words around it. So this is also a really good thing to look at to see areas that you did well in and areas that you can improve on. So one more thing that you get from the PSAT is free SAT prep based on your PSAT scores, and that is through the Khan Academy. When you log into your College Board account, and if you haven't made a College Board account, you can go to collegeboard.org and make an account. When you make your account, your PSAT scores should be in there. If your PSAT scores aren't in there, there's an access code in the blue box on your score report. You put that in, it'll link your PSAT scores to your College Board account. But you get some awesome free SAT prep through the Khan Academy, and it's tailored to you based off of your PSAT answers. So it's going to look at how you did on the PSAT, and it's going to say you did really well in these areas, so we're not going to prepare you in those areas as much as these areas that you can improve in. So the great thing about this is it's free. It's through the Khan Academy. You can find this on your collegeboard.org account. When you log in, it should be right there. If you're a junior, this is an awesome way to plan and prepare for the SAT. Like I said, it's personalized for you. It's free. You can do it at home. It's all online. So it's a really good way to prepare for the SATs that you juniors are going to take spring before you leave for summer break. This is a really good way to prepare for the SAT. It's free, it's convenient, it's great. Another option that we're going to have is the ZAPS ACT study prep on March 12th and 13th. And we'll have more announcements, we'll have more information about that in the daily announcements on Schoology. You can go to zaps.org to sign up for that. And that is a 5-hour course where someone's going to come and just talk to you about how to do well in the ACT, how to prepare, what you're going to expect, all that kind of stuff. So this is a really good way, Khan Academy is a really good way to prep for the SAT, and this ZAPS would be really good if you're planning on taking the ACT. So again, if you're a junior and you're going to college, you want to take at least one SAT or an ACT before you leave for summer break.
What can underclassmen do to prepare for college?
Yeah, some recommendations I have for underclassmen. Again, it's never too early to start looking and considering and researching colleges. So no matter what grade you're in, continue to challenge yourself academically. Take the classes that you'll succeed in. Don't feel like you have to overload your schedule with honors, AP, dual credit, the higher level classes. That's not a requirement for every college and university. You just want to make sure academically you are succeeding in the classes that you are taking, while mixing in some of those challenging classes. But again, don't feel like you have to overload your schedule with all AP and dual credit classes. Grade trends are very important to colleges, so all 4 years will matter. Make sure you get started on the right foot, maintain a consistent or an upward grade trend versus a downward grade trend. But then also confirm the courses that you're taking are on track for college admission and your career interests. So some career programs would prefer specific science classes, maybe specific math classes. Start communicating some of these career interests with your college counselor or your guidance counselor. Again, we can help with some recommendations. But again, with the colleges you are considering, make sure you're meeting those admission requirements with the courses that you are taking. Also, start thinking about an SAT or ACT. By the spring of your junior year is the first time at the latest that you want to take your first SAT or ACT. So don't put that off. Plan ahead and take it more than once, because many institutions will super score and take your highest composite score possible. So again, by the time you go into your senior year, you want to take either your second attempt or your third attempt. So don't wait until after your junior year to take that first SAT or ACT. Either one's perfectly fine. Colleges don't have a preference. See us if you have any questions regarding that. But we do offer some test prep programs. The ZAPS program is March 12th through the 13th here at Plainfield High School. There's also the Khan Academy. It's online on College Board's website. It's a free service. Both of these are great prep programs for students that are taking SAT or ACT. You can see some of the upcoming SAT dates here. The ones in bold are actually here at Plainfield High School. If we don't offer them on a particular date that you're looking for, other high schools within the local area will be providing the SAT or ACT. So Brownsburg, Decatur Central, Avon, etc. Also, start developing a resume. If you're not involved in an extracurricular organization or activity, get involved now. Again, it's more of the quality versus quantity, so don't feel like you have to overload your schedule with extracurricular activities. Be involved in a couple, but really own those extracurricular organizations. Take on leadership roles, volunteer. All that matters and is considered when you are applying to colleges. So again, get involved if you haven't done so already. And then start a journal right now of your involvement, accomplishments, activities, and also your work experience. That includes part-time job. Again, colleges want to know what else you're involved in when you are applying to their university. If you haven't done so already, start researching careers and also start researching colleges. In terms of careers, identify personal strengths and weaknesses. So start thinking about some of your likes, some of your dislikes, in particular academic areas, what you like to do, maybe hands-on. But if you're not sure where to get started, the career assessments in Navient, it's a great tool to kind of utilize some of their assessments in helping you find the right career with the My Career Interest Profiler and the Career Cluster. With colleges, again, cast a wide net. Think about public schools, private schools, small versus big, in-state, out-of-state. Visit them all, research them all. It's all about finding the right fit for you. There's no right or wrong answer, but also don't go into it thinking maybe a small school is not the right fit for you, so you don't consider them, or a private school based off of cost. Again, start thinking about all those schools and find the right fit for you. Also, if you're, again, not sure of where to get started, utilize the college search tools in Navient. Supermatch is great, but also start thinking about some important factors when considering your college experience. And then right now you can start reviewing previous college applications. And then last but not least, start visiting colleges or start taking advantage of job shadow opportunities. So juniors, you are allowed 2 college visits or job shadow opportunities throughout the school year if you are missing school. Other underclassmen, if you want to take advantage of these opportunities, think about completing college visits or job shadow opportunities during breaks, on the weekends, even spring break if you're traveling somewhere. I'm sure there's a college nearby. Stop by and take a visit. Do more of an informal, kind of brief overview of these colleges and also the job shadow opportunities. The more visits you take advantage of and more of these opportunities you take advantage of, the better you are prepared going into your senior year, so you know the right type of college and also the right career that is a correct fit for you. Also, again, all students are allowed to attend the Hendrick County College and Career Fair February 22nd at the fairgrounds. Several universities will be there, in-state, out-of-state military services, and also career organizations. And then last but not least, if you are missing school, you do have to complete the college and career exploration form. We do need this form turned in 5 days before your visit or your job shadow. So again, come to guidance, grab one of these forms, have your teachers sign it, your parents bring it back to me, and that will be approved. The only catch is students cannot take a visit the last 2 weeks of the semester. If you have any questions, come see me in guidance. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go through some of the highlights of the Pathfinder. Mostly I'm going to give you the pages that you can go to for more information. So we're going to start by talking about course weighting. There are many courses at Plainfield High School that you get grade weighted. So you can see all honors, ACP, and AP courses are grade weighted. Most of the dual credit courses are grade weighted. And all level 4 world language courses are grade weighted. What grade weighted means, we realize that these classes might be a little more rigorous than some of the general classes. And so to reward students for taking those classes, we give you, basically it's a bump up for your GPA. Next off, you can see on page 13, it talks about college credit opportunities. So we have 2 different types. One is AP courses, and then the other is we have dual credit courses and advanced college project courses. The only difference is in those we have some classes where you get dual credit through Ivy Tech, some through Vincennes, and some through Indiana University.
So what are the differences between AP courses and dual credit?
So they serve a similar function. It is possible to get college credit for both. The main difference with AP courses, you take a test at the end of the year in May, and based on how well you do on that test, that determines whether you can get college credit or not. Dual credit is a little bit different. Basically, you take a class just like you would on a college campus. Whatever grade you get for that class is the grade that you get for your college credit. So whatever shows up on your high school transcript would show up on your college transcript as well. The other thing to keep in mind for all these classes, they transfer to different colleges differently. So if you have an idea of what schools you're thinking about after high school, it might be a good idea to check with them to see how these credits would transfer. You can see then on page 16, we talk a little bit more about Naviance. There's lots of helpful information and different things you can use Naviance for. Especially as you get into junior year, senior year with college planning, career planning. We coordinate scholarships through this software as well. So just make sure you get more and more familiar with Naviance. Schedule changes. Keep in mind we're going through the schedule selection process right now. You have until April 27th to change. So now is the time for you to be talking to teachers, talking to parents, making sure you're set on your schedule for next year. Any changes between now and the end of April is fine. Come in and let us know. Once that April 27th deadline passes, we do not do any more schedule changes. On page 18, it talks about repeating a course. It is possible to repeat a course. Whether or not you failed the course the first time or you had a passing grade, that determines whether or not we can actually replace the grade. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to your counselor. Page 18 talks about early graduation. It is possible to graduate early. We want to go through a plan with you to make sure that it's for a good reason. It does take a little bit more of planning ahead to make sure you have all the credits that you need. but it is possible. If you have any more questions about that, you can just talk to your counselor. On page 20 talks about NCAA and NAIA eligibility. We have several students that go on to participate in athletics in college. Again, that takes some planning. Mr. Newbold actually is our resource for students who are thinking about going into the NCAA. And so you can talk to him about the process to get registered and talk to your counselor if you have any other questions about that. Page 21, 22 again just goes through the scheduling year. If you have any questions, see your counselor. So then pages 23 through 62, this is what we want you to go through now. If you have any questions about specific classes, if you need to know about prerequisites, suggested grade levels, just get a better idea of what the classes are going to entail. You can go through every single course that we have is listed in that section. And finally, we have the Area 31 vocational programs. There are many really good programs there. Most of them you get college credit for. It's a chance for you to explore possible career areas so that if it's something that you think you might want to go into, you can try it out. Hopefully it's a great fit and you like it, and that just affirms that that's something you want to go into at some point. Worst case scenario, you try something that's not quite what you had in mind. At least you can kind of cross that off your list instead of trying that in college, paying lots of money, and then realizing that you don't want to do it. So for students who are thinking about specific career areas, that can be a great help as well.
So if I'm interested in the Area 31 program, how does that affect my schedule?
So Area 31 does take up a big chunk of your schedule. Depending on the program, some students are able to take either 3 or 4 classes still here at the high school, and then the rest of their time is at Area 31. So again, it does take a big chunk of your schedule. It's a big commitment. Almost all programs are year-long as well, so that's something to consider. If you have any more questions about those programs, feel free to talk to your counselor.
All right, I'm going to talk to you today about some upcoming changes to the Pathfinder, some new courses, and some important dates. So one new course for the 2018-2019 school year is a new Project Lead the Way course called Digital Electronics. Students will need to complete IED and POE prior to enrolling in digital electronics. It's for students interested in electrical engineering and circuit designs. If maybe you're thinking computer engineering or computer science, this would be a great class for you to take. Another cool class coming up for seniors only is going to be our professional career internship, and that's going to be a 2-hour block for our seniors who want to get some professional experience outside of the building. And a third new change coming up for the 18-19 school year is a new class for seniors in English. We are going to pair a new dual credit advanced composition English 131 class with our ACP dual credit speech course. So English 12 CP is going away, and students who were planning to take English 12 CP will want to look at taking that new dual credit English course paired up with our dual credit speech class. So cool stuff going on there. All right, a couple things to think about as you are planning your classes for next year. Some of our courses do require teacher recommendation or an application, and those are listed on the screen. Just note for peer tutoring, there is a written application and an interview is required. The rest of the courses do require teacher recommendation.
Hi, I'm Mr. Reber, and I'm the College and Career Advisor at Plainfield High School.
Hi, I'm Mr. Fritz. I have students who receive special services, so this includes students with IEPs, 504s, and students who are ENL.
Hi, I'm Mr. Newbold, and I have students' last names A through GE.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Royer, and I have students' last names GI through O.
Hello, I'm Marcy Davis. I'm Guidance Department Chair. and I serve students last name P through Z, and I'll be seeing you soon about scheduling.